There's a heated discussion in the town of Plainfield, Vermont, as the community continues to recover from the last 2 years of devastating flooding. Now residents are looking at how to move forward and build back stronger. NBC5's Anna Guber takes us to the town to hear from people on both sides of this issue.
This land behind me has fallen at the center of what's become a pretty heated debate in the town of Plainfield. After 2 years of severe flooding, neighbors say they know there's a desperate need to rebuild their community out of the floodplains. But now the question is, where and how is the best way to do it?
People love it here, and they also are comfortable with a gradual pace of change. I'm not so sure that we have that luxury given weather events.
After 2 years of devastating floods in Plainfield, town manager Bram Tobin says the need for change is now. But there's a divide in the community when it comes to how to rebuild stronger and more sustainably.
It's not a good way to solve the problem of climate change and the problem of flooded homes.
At the heart of the debate, the East Village Expansion Project, a proposal to build homes on 23 acres above the village center. Tobin says as the land's owner, he's sat out of the conversations. The land sits out of the floodplain, but residents like Janice Grill say that alone doesn't make it the best place to grow the town.
Many of us were interested in what could be done here as the area that could be built on shrunk and the expense rose. It began to seem, just not reasonable.
Nearly 300 voters agreed, rejecting a proposal that would have let the select board consider taking out a $600,000 bond to begin development. But with only a fraction of the land buildable and much of it made up of wetlands and steep slopes, Grill says the proposal felt too rushed and too risky.
We wanted to change the plan. We wanted to make the plan better and sustainable, but there was no opportunity to do that.
The select board says a solution is still critical, especially as flood damage and lost homes have left fewer residents shouldering higher taxes.
The position of Plainfield is hardly sustainable at the moment, and we need to create new possibility in town in order to move the needle for what can be in the future.
The town is now forming a new housing advisory committee, inviting residents to help shape next steps.
All of these people who are saying there are better ways, we invite openly, transparently, warmly to join the housing committee to help flesh out those ideas.
And Grill says she plans to join that conversation.
And then move on to find solutions together. If all goes to plan, neighbors will begin coming together on a housing advisory committee after the next select board meeting, working toward a sustainable solution for the future of their community. In Plainfield, Anna Guber, NBC5 News.